Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of One More Sanchez. Today we got three-time champion Angel Manfredy here coming shortly.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We got a lot of people excited to see you, and you have a tremendous career. I've seen you in the ring. You've been in the ring with some of the greatest. Before we get started, I just wanted to go over what have you been up to since retirement?
I've been training at 6055 Broadway, Maryville, Indiana. Training at a Premier MMA. I teach boxing there.
Are there any contenders or amateurs that you're training to get ready for the professional level?
I got one kid. He's only 11 years old. He's very talented, very good. But other than that, I have clients.
And so throughout your career, you've had so many memories. Is there any memories that you remember the most that defines your career that you enjoy?
Fight.
The Gotti fight.
I was in the best shape of my life for that fight. And I knew what was going to happen before it happened, and I told him what was going to happen before it happened, and it happened just as they told him, that I was going to cut him, drop him, stop him. And exactly what I did. I cut him in the first round, dropped him in the third round, stopped him in the 8th round.
How was the build up to that fight? Do you remember when it all started? Because leading up to that fight, you had to prove yourself, and that was your first big fight. Was he dodging you a lot, or was it promotional side by the time you faced him?
No, after I beat Paez, knocked out Paez, and I called him out. I called out Gotti, and the fight was made. But he wanted to fight. He didn't want to defend his world title with me when we fought, but it was still a 12-round fight. How can it be a 12-round fight if there's no title on the line?
I know.
But it was a 12-round fight regardless of anything. It didn't matter. He wasn't going to go the distance, no way.
Speaking of Paez, I remember his this craziness on the scene, how he jumped and how he did that. How was that bout? Because I remember that was probably when HBO After Dark first started. So I think that was your first fight under HBO.
Yeah, that was my first fight with, that was my first fight on HBO against Jorge Paez. I fought 11 times on HBO. I was signed with HBO when I beat Gotti.
Now, few don't know this, but when you first turned pro, you lost your pro debut. But your first 5 fights, this is something that amazed me. Your first 5 fights, you had 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. And then you went on a 23-win streak. A lot of people probably at that time wouldn't have that grit, wouldn't have that goal to keep moving. How did you do it? What motivated you to do that, to keep going?
After my car accident, the scar you see right here,
Mm-hmm.
After my car accident, I woke up in the hospital. I should have been dead, but I woke up in the hospital, and I told the doctor, I said, would I ever be able to fight again? He said, never again, you're finished. You're done. You'll be able to fight again. And in my mind, I said, yeah, right. We'll see about that. And I started training different. Everything was different after the car accident. And the technique was different. My skill, my speed, my power, everything was different. And I was determined. God was with me at all times. He was with me. My Lord Jesus Christ was with me during it all. And I got the victories. I got 23 straight wins, and I think 19 knockouts.
What would you say out of all the fighters you fought was the most difficult, was the most technical in the ring?
Everybody was different, you know what I'm saying? Because Diego Corrales was different because I wasn't supposed to fight him at 130, but I took the fight at 130. I couldn't make 130. So it was difficult. I wasn't in my prime during that time, and I wasn't hungry during that time when I fought him. Like when I fought Spadafora, which I thought I won that fight. It was in his hometown, and he beat me, you know what I'm saying? He beat me, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying?
I was going to mention, champ, when you were in the ring and you were on your way to become champion, was there anyone that you were training in the gym that were champions there that motivated you to the next level?
No.
No?
It was just me and Andrew Galata. Andrew Galata. But I defended my world title 7 times, twice on HBO, Telemundo, ESPN, USA. I was on TV throughout my whole career, and I just kept on winning and winning and winning and winning until I fought Mayweather, which I felt I couldn't make the weight at 130, but I got paid $1 million. So I said, okay, I'll make the weight.
For that, yeah. Back then, that $1 million now is probably worth more around these times. One thing that I was going to mention is I remember when people think of you, your name is very popular, right? Everyone could think your name just pops out. But I remember when you would go to the ring, I remember you had the style, you had that flair. Did you know that when you were in that, you had that characteristic that everybody enjoyed watching you? You were very enjoyable to see on the ring. Everybody wanted to see you. Did you know that?
You know, at the time, I was just being me, you know what I'm saying? Giving the fans what they wanted to see. When I came in with the devil's mask, that was letting people know I come to kill, steal, and destroy. I was victorious throughout all my career as El Diablo, the devil.
Hmm.
But when I converted and became a Christian, that's when my career went down. My heart wasn't there no more. My heart wasn't there no more. So it is what it is. And I think that it went the way it went, you know what I'm saying? But when I was El Diablo, once again, I couldn't be.
Would you ever, if someone came to you now and do like in any exhibition fight, would you ever do that? Are you interested in any of those exhibition fights that's going on nowadays?
Yeah, I love to do exhibition fight. And the one guy that comes to my mind is Mayweather. I love to do exhibition fight with Mayweather. I think it'd be a big fight, big TV fight, and people would like to see that because
What,
me and my white weight, and I'll fight him at 147.
so someone here is named Lyrical Lizard wanted to let you know what's going on, champ. They're saying hi to you.
Oh, that's my brother. That's my brother in Christ.
Was it harder to get the title or was it harder to defend that title?
Defended Calvin Grove to win the world title.
Hmm.
And then I went on to defend it 7 times, twice on HBO. Defending it, I feel is where a true champion is when they defend it, not when they win, but when they defend it numbers of times. That's when they become a true champion.
One thing I wanted to mention, when you got inducted in 1999 for the Hall of Fame, right? What was that feeling like for you? How do you remember that?
When I got inducted to the Indiana Hall of Fame, Chicago Hall of Fame,
Hmm.
and this April I'll be inducted to the National Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So
How,
I'm excited about it. I'm really Indiana. It felt good. Chicago, it felt good. But when I get inducted to the National, that feels real good. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like they give you a check or anything. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's about respect. It's about the fans. It's about the people. It's about what I did in boxing. I made my mark in boxing, and I was victorious throughout my career. But I beat myself. I beat me. Nobody could beat me. I beat me during the trials and tribulations that I was going throughout my career. It was rough. It was
mhm.
hard. Going through money, millions of dollars, blowing millions of dollars. When I was LDL, I was partying, I was doing drugs, I was drinking, I was a bad dude, you know what I'm saying? And all I wanted to do was fight. So I just thank God I'm still alive.
Having that said, now that you're older, you've gone through that part of life. If there's a boxers right now that get distracted with that, what would be something that you would tell them that you've gone through?
Invest your money. The one thing I didn't do is invest my money. I blew my money because I was El Diablo, the devil, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
that's all I did was blow my money. But I tell them to invest your money, train hard, dedicate yourself, and then I'll tell them how to train, what to do when you train.
Are there any fighters right now that you see that reminds you of you when you were in the ring?
No, no. Back in the day when I was fighting, I was special. I was different
Hmm.
from all the other fighters. I was different from all the other fighters. You know, the way I fought, what I brought to the ring, I gave the fans what they wanted to see. I always wanted to give the fans what they wanted to see because I love the fans. Because without the fans, we're really nothing. We can't do nothing. But with the fans behind us, we can do more than everything. You know what I'm saying?
So you mentioned that you fought for the fans, you were people's champion. Why do you think it's nowadays it's hard for those fights to happen? Because during your time, you fought all the contenders that were ranked. What was so different now? Do you think? Would you say it was probably the promotional side, or would it just be more because of the money side, the financial side for boxers?
I would say the financial side. But they don't bring what we brought. It was me, all the fighters, all the good fighters were all the high rated fighters. You know, I got the highest rating on HBO. You know what I'm saying? So all of us, we brought and we gave the people what they wanted to see. Whether it's Trinidad, De La Hoya, Manfredy, Paez, tapped
Hmm.
so many good fighters, you know what I'm saying? Back in my day, Tyson, there's so many good fighters, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you only have one or two or three, four at the most that has a story behind what they bring to the ring. Really has a story. There's none
That you
that has
had.
a story they bring into the ring.
When you were in training, what were some of the videotapes that you like to watch to get motivation?
One of my favorite fighters is Julio Cesar Chavez.
Did you ever get to meet him?
No, but I watched all his fights, and that's what motivated me.
What fight was that?
All his fights,
All his
really,
fights?
all his fights motivated me. The way his technique is, the way he broke down fighters. He was 80 something and old, you know what I'm saying? I think more than that at one time, you know what I'm saying? But he was a bad dude. It
Yeah, yeah. Was there ever a fight that you had that it was very personal to you, that you took this very personal?
was personal because I was determined to beat him. HBO was behind Gotti. You know what I'm saying? They loved Gotti. And even Larry Merchant said that he loved Gotti. You know what I'm saying?
All right, champ. Before we go, I'm going to ask you a few questions from the fans as well. Quick questions, quick answers, okay? Out of the three weight classes, I'm sorry, that you had, what was your favorite weight division that you wanted to fight? Because I know you did three weight classes, right?
Yes, I think lightweight.
Lightweight?
Lightweight. That's where I felt the strongest at lightweight. That's where I got the highest rating on HBO at lightweight.
Lightweight. Another question that was asked for me during the week was your very last fight when you suffered the defeat back in 2004. Did you know that was your last fight? Did you know you were done?
After the fight,
Hmm.
in my mind, in my spirit, I was done before that. I just didn't have the heart anymore because of Christianity, because of my faith in God. I just didn't have the heart no more like I did when I was El Diablo. Two different people there, two different people, two different fighters. Uh, Same person, but just two different fighters, two different styles. And so I just didn't have.
And then the very last question, champ. What piece of advice that you can offer for future champions, for those that are listening?
The biggest thing I could probably tell them is to invest their money. Invest their money and be a champion. Defend your title and fight the best. No more fighting people for money. Fight the best, regardless of anything. Fight the best. The fans want to see good fights.
Hmm.
Give the fans what they want to see. Fight the best.
Awesome. Well, that's all we got. I appreciate it. And we all enjoyed you on the ring. You definitely left a legacy there. You left your mark in boxing and the sport.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, and I thank you very much for having me on. And I want to thank all the fans that are on right now that are supporting me and got any questions. I'd love to answer any questions that they have.
Yeah, there was one that kind of slipped in. Tito Kicks wants to know who was the greatest fighter ever in your opinion? Who do you think is the greatest boxer?
Greatest boxer ever?
Hmm.
Chavez. Who does see that?
Chavez? Yeah.
Chavez.
Okay. All right. And Chad, where can people follow you? Where do you want them to follow you? What social media do you use the most?
Facebook. They can follow me on Facebook. Almost got 5,000, but you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram.
Mhm. All right. Again, I thank you from the bottom of the heart. You gave me the opportunity to interview you.
No problem,
Again,
Jesse.
I appreciate
Appreciate you,
it.
brother. Appreciate you,
Take care.
brother. I appreciate you and your family. And I'd like
Thank
to
you.
give glory and honor to my Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.